What are some of Meiko's biggest business moves or changes that have been implemented so far this year?
Great question there, Joshua. What we're trying to do and what we are doing now is we're really focusing on some core areas of our business. So all the subsidiaries in the world now, we're actually titled as professional business units, which is one and the same. But within that, we'll have a professional business unit focusing on Meiko Blue, which is warewashing, Meiko Green, which is green waste, Meiko Care, which is the infection control part of the business, and Meiko Protect, which is for the mask cleaners, which is actually starting to do extremely well. So any respiratory products, firemen, welders, there's even two got into some very, very big fighter bases, shall we say, for these wonderful big Raptor jets. So that's innovative. That's what we're focusing on, and it seems to be working extremely well.
That's great. And how important would you say the topic of sustainability remains for Meiko, such as increasing the use of reusables and supporting operators in this area?
Wow, sustainability is a big key word, but it's not just a word. We have to live it and we have to implement it and we have to make sure our equipment ticks all the right boxes, because ultimately, as much as we can build it, it's the end user that's the one that's benefiting from sustainability. And so that's a core practice for us in terms of making sure that we can use a lot less water, a lot less energy, a lot less chemical. That's one part of sustainability. Obviously, how we build the machines, is it made in a sustainable, best way practice? Germany's always looking at that, and we're looking at getting net zero in the matter of 2 or 3 years. You kindly mentioned about reusables. I mean, they're somewhat connected, but it's two different topics. So once that gets fully implemented into the UK, like it is in Europe, then the awareness for end users will have to be enhanced. And how best do we clean a reusable product? And most reusable products are plastics; they don't absorb heat very well. So you have to adapt your machines differently to do it. And we have all those resources available.
Brilliant. And what are some of the leading trends you've noticed in the warewashing sector this year, and kind of towards the end of this year? What can you sort of predict?
Well, I can't give you all my secrets away, Joshua, because that would be, I mean, everybody then would be knowing what are the leading trends. Well, you mentioned sustainability. I mean, that's a key thing on everybody's lips, is to how better can we save energy. Reusable is a massive focus, and I think that will form down to QSRs and fast food restaurants maybe in time. So that is a big area. From our side, also the green waste is extremely important. I think as we move forward, I think the focus for Meiko worldwide will always be on clean solutions. It will always be involved in that area of the marketplace, but we will look at being more innovative in some of the products that we're doing. We have launched some new products this year. We've got some more to follow. I would probably share that with you upon another interview, but not today. So, that's what we do. We try and better ourselves and watch this space.
And in what ways is Meiko currently supporting food service businesses with the servicing of equipment?
Well, we have over 50 engineers covering the UK and Ireland, and we respond extremely quickly. And we have a very high first-time fix rate. So that's a very focused support. We carry anything between the top 250, top 350 parts deemed necessary for frequent use. Within our team, we have separate engineers that can act superbly fast for our chain accounts and key account business in terms of some of the PPMs. So we can look at extended warranties, PPMs. We can look at different star level service contracts, depending on how many times we need to visit. Speed of response, sometimes requests get there quicker than most. We can factor all of those in. Honestly, the service and support side of business is as critical as anything else. Your service, spares, sales, it's all one big cog, and it works perfectly in harmony. And we have seen that area of our business grow immensely.
That's great. And in terms of helping operators to boost kitchen efficiency and reduce energy usage or costs, how can Myco support businesses in this area?
Training, 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 Josh, here is what it is. You always say it's the human factor is one of the most things that we have to consider. Whatever piece of equipment a customer buys from us or a partner buys from us and it goes to their customer, we always ask that we can just be involved all the time in terms of training from the very beginning. There's no cost for that. We're quite happy to go back in again because we know that area of the kitchen sometimes changes staff a bit more frequently. Look, energy savings are great, but if you don't know how to use the equipment, you're never going to get the best out of it. The correct way to load a machine or a dishwasher or a glass washer, the correct chemicals to be used. Maybe the best way to store them afterwards so they dry quickly. There's all these factors and how you look after and maintain a machine. We make that easier. A lot of our equipment is color coded inside. So blue for you. We know the pieces of equipment the customer needs to take away to clean. And as I said from the beginning, Joshua, training, training, training. That's it.
And in terms of food waste management and the solutions Myco provides in this area, what are some of the latest developments that you can tell us about?
Well, we've just supplied and fitted a huge system into a very big building in London. It's a bank and it's actually above a subway. There are a lot of challenges in that building because of the vibrations going through it. But we've put a big waste star system in there. We worked with one of our other partners doing the kitchen equipment as well. There's over 52 Myco machines on site, and there's one big waste star system with 6 hoppers over so many different floors. And that takes away all the waste without any smell, any black bags. It then gets reused into biofuel at one of the anaerobic digestion plants, state of the art. When it's finished, we hope and trust we will be able to share some pictures for you, Joshua, which I think you'll like. But that's the latest one, and we are working on many others.
Brilliant. And you mentioned some of Myco's latest products or ranges and plans for the future. If there was one piece or one range that Myco has recently released that you would recommend to operators for the multitude of benefits they provide, which would that be?
Wow, now you're asking me because a customer, a client or a dealer, no matter if they need a small machine or large machine, that ultimately that piece of equipment is as important to someone else than anything else. From my heart, I'd say the most recent piece of equipment that has been designed and launched is the PFS, which is the compact utensil washer, which is really good. So we're working with a lot of different operators on that because we know one of the challenges within kitchens is the kitchens get smaller. You've got to try and do more with less. And we always try and do that. You can do that with energy. Now we've got to start doing it with machines. And so this compact hot washer is extremely clever in its design with all the power. And so that's my favorite to date.
And for the next year or so, are there any key focus areas or plans the business has to really move innovation forward in the warewashing category?
But yeah, but then I'd be sharing that to the world, Joshua, wouldn't I? And I'd be giving a heads up to everybody what to come at us with. But yeah, look, one of the things we've done here is to make sure we've got the right team. And the team is incredible now from my point of view, and they're very focused, and we go out and we really want to support everybody. But the more people we talk to, the more people we will need. So there's going to be some structures there. We're currently well over 100 staff. Where we are physically in terms of a monetary value, we're well ahead of 2019. And that will continue to grow. We have plans to grow, and we will be developing different areas to talk to different market segments. Maybe spearhead across into other areas of the business, other areas of the country, shall we say, without giving too much away. But we're very, very efficient. We're running really lean and mean, even though we have that amount of staff. And that will be a focus for the future, is to talk to more people more often.